Today, we are going to quickly cover how to install Laravel Dusk, just because I'm doing it and it's a cool tool. So here's what you do. First, you got to create your Laravel project. Now, what is Laravel Dusk? Well, you know those like tests like PHP unit, TDD, test-driven development, feature test, integration test, all those tests? What if you just want to prove that like a JavaScript component does something? Like you click it and it does something. Or what if you just want to say, hey, once this page loads, we need to wait 15 seconds and then something happens on our page and we need to prove that works. Well, I got good news for you. That's where Laravel Dusk comes in. Now, this is a part of the official Laravel ecosystem. It is testing for your browser. And to get it going, the first thing we need to do is we need to say, okay, hey, install or require dev Laravel/Dusk. Now, once we require Laravel Dusk, we're going to save it to our dev environment, right? And we're going to install it, and it's going to create a new browser directory within our tests directory. Now, why would it create a browser directory? Well, because that's what it does. It creates a browser. Whenever you run a test, you actually configure the browser to do stuff. And so now that we have Laravel Dusk required through Composer, we can run PHP Artisan Dusk install. What's that doing? Well, this is going to install Dusk. And that is actually the command that created our good old browser directory. Laravel being as awesome as it is, they already have our first test set up. So what we can do is we'll just say, visit this page and assert that we see bleh, right? And we'll go back and to run our browser tests, we simply say PHP Artisan Dusk. Well, what's that do? What does that do? Well, it's going to give us a failed test. But what did it actually do? Well, check this out. Behind the scenes, it opened up a browser, but it didn't show us the browser it opened. So what we can do to actually see the browser, to see what Laravel Dusk is doing, is we can go to Dusk test case, and we can scroll down to our driver, our protected driver function. And these are our options, our Chrome options. And we're going to just comment out all of these amazing options that we just don't need. And what's that do? Well, now if we go back, we'll actually see our browser open. So let's rerun PHP Artisan Dusk. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, we saw the browser open, but the test still failed. Well, why did it fail? Simple. Because we have SDF, JS, AFAS, DFASDF instead of Laravel. So now we'll visit our home page and we'll assert that we see Laravel. Going back, we'll run PHP Artisan Dusk and we pass our test. We passed our test. So guys, that is a very quick overview. Now I also want to show you just a couple of things. You can sit there and you can define your home page and you can define this special selector. And the selector just makes it easier to test things. So if you go to the official Laravel Dusk documentation, there's tons of stuff you can do. Tons of stuff. And it's very, very cool. I mean, cookies, database, actually, I don't even know what that means. But basically, you can just do a whole bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. And Dusk selectors, for example, you do browser click.login. Well, that's a lot to go to the browser, inspect your page, go right here, and say, okay, expand that, click right here, copy the selector path, and then go and say, okay, browser, click that and see if anything happens, right? And what if we change stuff? So, Laravel being as awesome as it is, they added these special things. And so now, if we were to go to our resources views welcome page and we wanted to say, hey, this is something right here, well, we don't have to go and get the entire path. We can just do at, and then what was that? That was a Ooh, I lost it. Add element. That's going to be add element. And it's a shortcut for the entire selector path. It's a makeshift shortcut. Anyways, I'm kind of going off tangent. I had to install this locally, Laravel Dusk for a project locally. This is not meant to be an in-depth Laravel Dusk overview. This is meant to quickly cover Laravel Dusk and mainly get it installed and show you guys how to see the browser and see what's actually going on. In the future, not anytime soon, I want to dive deeper into testing, whether that be feature tests, unit tests, end-to-end tests, integration tests, or browser tests. And honestly, I was just using Laravel Dusk today, so I want to show you guys how to install it. So when we get to that point, I don't have to make the installation video. So guys, that is Laravel Dusk in a nutshell. I appreciate your guys' thumbs up, your likes, and all of your guys' support for this Clean Code Studio channel. I also appreciate you guys being patient with me lately. I started a new gig last Monday, and I know my content's been kind of all over the place. So I'm trying to get content out there as I'm using it. So you guys still have content coming, and I have enough time to do my job. So appreciate it, guys. This is Agri Oral, Clean Code Studio, Clean Code, Clean Life, Simplify, and I will see you guys soon. Simple.